get it down there, it don't matter. He did it. So I need to get the aardvark police. Now, I don't know if I should undercover an entire amazing aardvark race just to get back to his gazebo. But maybe I should. Maybe I should. Listening to that gibberish. I've got a couple more minutes before we get to the next work site. So let's talk about cars. I think it'd be fun to drive a Mazda Miata. That'd be neat. Or a Toyota Avalon. Have a Ford Fusion. That was a nice car. It was a hybrid. Got over 40 miles to the gallon. Wish I still had that car. That gas station was built in 1903. That's right, they put in those pumps in 1903. Waiting for something to pump. They're like, I believe in the future. I believe in the future that a liquid will need to be dispensed that needs to be stored underground. And until that day, I'm going to sell Snickers and Reese's and other candies and supplies to weary travelers along the road. And they will ask, what are those pump looking things out there? And I'll be like, that's a pump. What do you pump? Nothing yet. We'll figure it out one day. I hear this new invention called cars is coming around. So I'm ready for that. Oh. And there's the old Shackelford building right next to the Winkleberry building. The Winkleberries and the Shacklefords always fighting feuds because they live in the same plot. And he don't like the fact that he lives in a garage and he gets the house. See, they're angry about that. Because the house guy, he lives all alone. He's Mr. Shackelford. And the Winkleberries is like an 8-people family living in that tiny red garage. But luckily, those 8 people have things to do all day. It's 8 30-year-olds, and none of them ever go home. So it's really just an empty building that is where they technically live. But they technically have that house. Mail does get sent there if they would ever get mail. But technically they live on Mr. Shackelford's house, and Mr. Shackelford never reads the mail. Did you guys see that mailbox? I didn't take a look at it, but I bet it is either not there or something like that. Because Mr. Shackelford don't like mail. I've met him personally. He gave me $5 once to shine his boots, and I told him I don't want to shine your boots, but I'll be glad to take that $5. And he was like, okay, fine, I'm not going to put this $5 bill back in my pocket. And I said, I'll tell you where you can go get your shoe shine. And I stuttered a little, and then I did not give him an answer. I changed the subject. I said, you know where you can go instead of getting your shoe shine, you should go to Helen, and you should get some white divinity, because that's really good, and it'll make you forget all about the scuffy shoes that you're wearing. And that's how I'll go check on him. You know, peep on him a little bit, check on somebody else in the region, keep an eye out for him, make sure he's doing well. And then I'll ask him, did you ever go get that piece of pizza at that pizza place? It better have been in the last... Yeah, you couldn't have done it in the last 30 years, so don't lie to me. That place closed down 30 years ago. He'll be like, oh, well, I was going to say 19, so I was going to lie to you, sir. I never went and got that pizza. I'll be like, well, that's a dang shame. Do you know what the punishment for that is? Not a dang thing. Now you have to live 100 years, and you got a new task. So I hope you like living longer, because you got a new task, and in 100 years, I'll go check on you. What's the new task? I want you to go to Alaska and just come back. Yeah, that's all I want you to do. Go to Alaska, the dead middle of it. You find the dead middle, you tell me what it's like. And then in 100 years, I'll find you. Don't worry. I'll find you. And I'll ask you if you did this or not. What about the 100 years, you ask? Well, I can give you another task if you want. But 100 years is a long time to decide whether or not you need another century to do something. That's why things don't get done. Everybody gets 100 years to do something and they don't do it. Remember homework? You didn't do it until she was like, hey, homework is due, and you're like, oh no, I gotta write a 500-word essay before I turn it. Okay, get started right now. And then you write it. And then you hand it in and it's all scribbly, but hey, you got the work done real fast. You knew the subject, you were just too lazy to do it. Not even say a word. This almost sounds like Aladdin music. I like it though. It could play forever. Aladdin, and then it's Mexico. It's a nice town. It reminds me a lot of where I live. Very similar. There's a couple of towns like this that just look exactly the same. Cleveland also looks very similar. But I'm slowing down. They do that a lot in Cleveland. There's a car show every week in Cleveland. No, Blairsville. They do it in Cleveland a lot too. There's a black car that has been following me the entire time.